Pat Robertson is the host of the religious program, The 700 Club. And if you've been watching this program for any length of time, you know that Pat Robertson has a long track record of telling his viewers that no matter what, they must keep tithing to their church and they must keep contributing to his show. Doesn't matter if it would cause financial ruin, if it would cause people to not afford medical care, if it would cause people to lose their home, etc. And now Pat Robertson advised an elderly woman who was having trouble continuing to pay her 700 Club dues that she should look into getting a reverse mortgage, which might be a good deal for her. Let's listen to what Pat Robertson had to say.
Maria writes, I have been a 700 Club partner for many years. I am 67 years old and still working because retirement money does not cover our basic expenses. I was thinking about a reverse mortgage but have doubts. What do you think?
All right, here's the deal on reverse mortgages. They will not take your house away from you as long as you are alive and live in it. When you do leave, you don't have to pay it off. But somebody has to pay it off, namely the United States taxpayer. So it's not a good deal for the taxpayers, but for most people it's a pretty good deal. But you need to analyze what you're talking about and get an advisor to help you on it. But it could be a good deal for you.
So Pat Robertson does say to talk to a financial advisor about it. And I don't want to go and call reverse mortgages a straight up scam, but there are many scams that target the elderly, and reverse mortgages are at best, if we don't call them scams, and in between. Because if you have looked into reverse mortgages at all, you would know that reverse mortgages have incredibly high fees associated with them. Reverse mortgages are essentially loans, and they do have significant fees associated. They have a much higher interest rate than most mortgages or even home equity loans would have if the idea is to pull equity out of your home to use for living expenses. It could lead to your heirs not getting your house when you pass away. And the loan does have to be repaid when you move out. And if you want to leave the home before passing away, you have to pay off that loan, which would normally be paid off by the sale of the house. And you are still responsible for all home costs while you're in the home. So Pat Robertson, if you're going to be on a religious program advocating for people to look at particular financial instruments, you should be a little bit more precise when you say, hey, this might be a good deal for you so you can keep sending us checks. You might want to provide a little more information, but I get the feeling Pat Robertson's primary concern is making sure that those dues don't stop flowing to the 700 Club.
Of course, every bit of financial advice Pat Robertson has ever given anyone, at least that we've covered, has been to ensure that they can pay their tithe, because if you pay your tithe, you are completely taken care of, which, of course, as we can tell by the emails, is not true. And
of course, Pat Robertson insists that as long as you are tithing, you will not really need, he said something about God will be your doctor. God will heal you. And if not God, Pat Robertson has healed a few people, at least via text message. So you always kind of have that. But I would guess Pat Robertson chooses to heal the people that are still paying the dues.
Yeah, he might be unable to heal people who are not paying their tithe. Jesus may not grant him the power.